The rains are gone, and they're cooking up a feast for the fans here at Busch Stadium. It's the Padres and the Cardinals, Game 4 of the series. Pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Jay Randolph along with Rick Horton. It's good to have you with us. This afternoon, the Cardinals will try to take this series, and Adam Wainwright goes to the hill.
Well, the Cardinals can't lose on Jay Randolph's birthday, that's for sure, and they're sending out one of their best to make sure that they do pick up a win today. Adam Wainwright hasn't been great his last 6 outings, 3 or more runs in each of those games. He has not gotten a lot of support from his teammates offensively. Dave Duncan says he hasn't pitched that poorly, but he's only got maybe 4 more shots at getting those last 2 wins to get 20 for the season.
And a win today would mean the Cardinals could take this series, and certainly the manager feels that would be a plus as they get set to go out on the road.
Well, I think it's very important for this club to finish strong, and a victory here this afternoon would be a step in that direction.
Coming up, we'll have more as Frank Cusimano comes along with a young man named Descalso, who's a second baseman. He almost got into a game yesterday.
Baseball on News Channel 5. It's a pleasure to get together with Daniel Descalso, who is anxiously awaiting to make his major league debut. Yesterday, eerily close. What was that like, being announced and then being said, no, we're going to try something else because we're making a pitching change?
Well, I thought it might be coming. They had a lefty warm up in the bullpen, so but I was locked in, ready to face the righty. And I saw the manager for the other team come out, and so I figured there was a good chance I was going to get pinch hit for it.
But this is a blessing in disguise because your family flying in to see this game.
Yeah, they made the trip out here. Hopefully get to see a game today if the weather holds off, and I'll be ready to go if I get in there.
What has been your awe moment? I can't believe I'm lockering or about to face or playing catch with? What's your awe moment so far?
Well, probably walking up to the plate, before what I thought was going to be my first at bat, and get my name announced as my major league debut. So that was kind of my awe moment. I kind of took it in a little bit. It was exciting.
You had an unbelievable season in AAA. You had 50 RBIs at a really early stage. You were leading every Cardinal minor leaguer in that department, then the broken collarbone. How do you view your situation right now of making an impact one day with this club?
I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. I feel like I've set out to accomplish a lot of things this year, and I met most of those goals. And the injury was a rough little setback, but I feel like I've bounced back pretty well from that, and I'm just happy to be here.
You're not the biggest or the strongest or the fastest, but you were a high draft pick. What do you think has been your reason for this nice rise in the minor league system?
When people ask me that question, I usually tell them that I'm just a hard-working baseball player, just trying to go out and do the little things right and pay attention to detail and have good quality at bats and play good defense. And like you said, I don't have one tool that's going to stand out, but I feel like when you put all the tools together, I make up a pretty decent baseball player.
Were you the baseball equivalent of a gym rat in terms of hitting in the cage growing up?
Yeah, I always spent a lot of time working on my game and stuff. So, I guess you could say I'm a baseball gym rat.
And have you dreamed about this first major league hit?
Oh yeah, making my debut as a pinch hitter and then getting pinch hit for is not how you dream it up, but hopefully I'll get another chance to get out there.
Thanks for the visit. Good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Take a short break, and Cardinal baseball continues after this on News Channel 5. Welcome back to Cardinal Baseball News Channel 5. It's a pleasure to get together with the pitching coach, Dave Duncan. And I know you're about winning games for the team and trying to stay in this division race, but in the back of your mind, 20 victories for Adam Wainwright, is it there?
Well, he's close enough that it's possible. I think at this particular point in time, you shoot for it, and not that you're going to try any harder than you tried all year long, but just the fact that it's possible now, I think it's something that you do your best to accomplish.
He hasn't really pitched poorly, but he doesn't have many wins to show for it. How do you assess what's going on the last month with him?
Well, I think he's been part of our team. We have not played well, and I think the demands that have been put on our starting rotation are showing a little bit here at the end. Normally during the course of the season we're able to give those guys extra rest because of days off, but losing Penny and Loesch for as long as we did, we really didn't take advantage of the days off by giving the other starters rest, and we just kept rolling them over. And then coming into the month of September and playing every day without any off days is pretty tough on these guys. It's pretty demanding.
What are your plans for Jaime Garcia the rest of the season?
He's going to start a game in Pittsburgh on the 23rd, and then we'll see after that. There's 2 dates that are open for a starter, and we might pick one of those dates for Jaime to pitch.
I know you want to be playing baseball in October. The odds are you won't be. But in terms of the overall staff, with the way the big three and now Westbrook have performed and the bullpen and Franklin, you got to be pleased with the way your pitchers have thrown.
I think the pitching has been good pretty much all year long. I think league ERA is indicative of how consistent you are as a pitching staff, and we've been at the top, or first, second, or third pretty much all year, and I think that shows that we've had a pretty good year pitching.
Final thought, how much longer do you want to do this, Dave Duncan?
Well, at least 3 more years. I feel good about it, and I still really enjoy it. It's a heck of a challenge, and I enjoy coming to the ballpark every day and doing the things I do.
We appreciate the visit. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
That's Dave Duncan. Cardinal Baseball continues right after this on News Channel 5.
Baseball on News Channel 5 is brought to you by Budweiser. With full flavor and a crisp, clean finish, it's what we do. By Commerce Bank. Want more in a banking relationship? Call, click, or come by Commerce Bank. Member FDIC. And by Sunset Ford. Click and pick today. Drive it home tomorrow. Visit sunset-ford.com. A late arriving crowd after the heavy storms through the night and this morning. Dave Duncan, Tony La Russa, interesting to hear from Duncan that he wants to be around for a few more years. Mr. LaRussa, I guess, will give us his thoughts in a couple of weeks.
Well, he always likes to wait till the season is over, get the pulse from the organization, from his players, and certainly the last couple of weeks has really worn on Tony LaRussa, and it'd be nice if the next couple of weeks turn out in better fashion and the Cardinals get a little kickstart from their young players who've been called up, including Matt Pagnozzi.
Pagnozzi behind the plate this afternoon. There's some more of the rooks, Descalso, who you heard Frank Cusimano talking to earlier.
You can always pick out the rookies because they're smiling from ear to ear. They're wearing big league jerseys. Happy to be around. That's Mark Hamilton, Tyler Green, Brian Anderson.
Life is good. The umpires are looking down the right field line, and now the Cardinals are ready to take the field. Lance Barksdale will be behind the plate today. Ed Rapawano at first, Tom Hallion at second, and Ron Culpa at third. Here are the standings. The Redbirds 7 back of Cincinnati, and 7 is the magic number for the Reds.
And the Cardinals have been kind of inching forward, then falling back. And I think the final nail was delivered by former Cardinal yesterday, Ryan Ludwig, with that home run in the 9th inning.
Here's the way the Padre lineup stacks up for this Sunday afternoon action.
Not a powerful lineup. Gonzalez in the middle of that lineup is the guy you're most afraid of. But a lot of players that can be pitched to. This is not a offensive laden Padres team. They are built on pitching and defense.
Wainwright, 18-11, the 29-year-old right-hander from Brunswick, Georgia. Won a Gold Glove last year, did not commit an error last year, has committed only one this season. Here's the defensive alignment for the Redbirds.
And pretty much the normal cast of characters, except for Pagnozzi behind the plate. He's giving Yadier Molina the afternoon off. But J. Rasmus Holiday in the outfield, and Feliz, Ryan Schumacher, and Pujols on the infield.
Bud Black, manager of the Padres. His team 83-65. There's Black, a native of San Mateo, California, 15 years pitching in the big leagues. He's done an excellent job.
Only former pitcher who is a manager at the big league level right now. One of the reasons I like him, Jay.
Padres with a team batting average of .250. Will Venable leading off. Here's our Toyota. First pitch of the game. Strike on the outside corner. Venable batting .240. 50 RBIs, 12 home runs. Venable is 8 for 12 in the series here in St. Louis. Been going along very nicely, although that batting average, of course, a little lower than he would like. 2 balls and a strike. .72 degrees at the park. Fouled away. Venable is from California. He's a basketball and baseball star at Princeton University, where he majored in anthropology.
Not too many anthropology degrees in Major League Baseball these days.
Just got a piece of that one.
And not too many Ivy Leaguers for that matter.
No. And he gets him on the strikeout. Take a look at this last pitch. It was pretty nasty.
Classic Wainwright breaking ball down and in on Venable. He can't lay off it, but you also can't hit it. Pagnozzi does a nice job of sliding over to block that ball and throw him out at first.
David Eckstein stands in. David's now 35 years old. Two-time All-Star, former Cardinal.
35, and he still looks 15.
Yeah, wonderful guy. MVP of the World Series, you remember? With the Redbirds. Fellow plays very good D. Basically plays shortstop, but he's played some second base in his career. 2 balls and no strikes. That one's high, 3-0.
Well, that's where you can get Eckstein out. Fastball up. Try to get him to pop the ball up into the air. He doesn't have the power to really leave the ballpark. So Wainwright trying to pitch him up, but he's got himself behind in the count. Key for Wainwright this afternoon for me, Jay, is how he uses his fastball.
That one's in there, 3-1.
I think there's some Cardinal pitchers that have become breaking ball happy, and I would include Carpenter in that list. Still get a lot of outs with fastballs. Kyle Loesch would be another. Fastball's still the best pitch in the game.
Eckstein is 4 for 7 in this series. Payoff pitch coming from Adam Wainwright. Felice throws on, 2 away.
I haven't gotten the latest count from Bill Finley, the Eds groundskeeper here at Busch Stadium, in the last couple of weeks, but I know they were already over their record for most times taking the tarp on and off the field for one season. They already had that record about 3 weeks ago. I imagine they added to that over the last couple of days.
Yes, indeed. Miguel Tejada, a great veteran, fouls it away.
Infield looks a little wet, as you might imagine.
It's got to be.
With all the storm last night, but this field does just a really great job of draining, and those guys work very, very hard.
Tejada is 1 home run shy of 300. Rasmussen center field. The Padres go down 1-2-3.
Among guys, Budweiser has become
top of the order. Pujols and Holiday will follow. Kobe Rasmus been swinging the bat well. Kind of an inconsistent season for him, but overall you'd say he has had a pretty good year. And again, Matt Pagnozzi batting in that 7th spot against John Garland, the veteran right-hander who's paid great dividends to the Padres team. Dealt with some injuries. 14-11, 3.49, pretty good numbers for Garland.
Garland, 30 years old. As we look at the defense for the Padres, he's from Valencia, California. He's a high school All-America, originally a first-round draft choice of the Cubs in '97. And here's Schumacher to lead it off, batting .273. Skip's had a very good second half. Inside, Schumacher, 6 for 22 on this homestand. Has 32 multi-hit games and 8 in his last 19 starts. 2 balls and no strikes. Balls and a strike.
Skip's a great guy to have in your ball club. Everybody loves him in that clubhouse, and the future of Schumacher will be kind of unfolding over the next few months. And in the off season, is he a second baseman next year? Is he an outfielder next year? Cardinals are going to have to fill some holes offensively, obviously, and that's going to be one of the question marks. Where's he best suited?
And a full count. Garland has pitched with the White Sox, the Angels, Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers. Signed as a free agent last January. Split time between the Dodgers and Diamondbacks last year. Out to right, 1 away. Here's John Jay. Third among the National League rookies right now with a .315 batting average. And that 3-hit game on Thursday. And he is tied for third also among the National League rookies with 5 outfield assists. Outside. Cincinnati playing at Houston this afternoon. Wood against Myers in that one. 2 balls and no strikes. This Padre pitching staff first in the National League in ERA with 3.46. The Cardinals fourth with a 3.63.
You mentioned John Jay was third among rookies in batting at .315. He's just a few points behind Chris Johnson for the Astros. Third baseman who's having a nice season. And, of course, Buster Posey with the Giants is having the best offensive year of all of them.
Here's a walk.
I would say that Rookie of the Year is wide open. I think there are a number of choices that you could consider.
And here is Albert. It's a nice hand from this crowd that is still coming in. Seventh in batting average, .307. First in home runs with 39. First in runs batted in with 107. Hot shot through the hole and left.
It's the kind of hit that Albert gets when he's going well. He hits the ball in the gap, and then he'll find holes on the infield. That ball just scooting past. Even though the infield's wet, it gets past the third baseman Headley, who was playing him on the line for sure. But Albert, well, we've seen a lot of hits like that from number 5.
Holiday, the average at .311. Holiday actually 5th in batting average in the National League.
I've mentioned it already, Jay, but I think it bears repeating. Your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. And can you think of a better place to be to celebrate your birthday than at a Cardinal game?
No, sir, I can't. Wonderful to be here. And thank you. 10-game hitting streak going for Matt. 9 for 22 on this home stand. Two on and one out. Up the middle. Jay is coming home. And the Cardinals lead 1-0. RBI number 99 for Holiday.
A very solid season offensively for Matt Holliday. And he does what the Cardinals have needed so often. Provide early offense, striking first. John Jay did his job getting aboard via the walk. And this is the way the Cardinals should score runs.
Rasmus scored 4 times on Friday. 3 hits and a walk. Colby's average up to 276. That's low. You have to like about Colby, too, a young player who has done very well on the road. His .310 road batting average ranks 8th in the National League.
Tell you what I like about the Colby Rasmus situation right now is he's had his first conflict at the big league level. And I think that'll be very good for his growth. You're going to have different conflicts, not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
I think he's had some thoughts kind of welling up inside of him over time, and finally it's gotten out, and I think you deal with them. You realize I'm not the manager, I play, but I'm guessing he feels a lot better having that situation dealt with and behind him.
I certainly believe you're right there. 3 balls and no strikes. A run home here in the first. On the RBI by Holiday. Scoring John Jay.
Do you think you're going to play 162 games without conflict with any of your coaches or teammates?
Absolutely not.
You're nuts.
I don't know most of us that get through a week without any conflict. Fouled away. Albert out there at second. Holiday at first. John Garland on the mound for the Padres. Fouled away into the Redbird dugout. Had him scrambling a little bit over there. Comes the payoff pitch. And a walk to Rasmus. Who's second of the inning. Pujols over there at third. Holiday out there at second. Rasmus at first. Here's Feliz. He's batting .220.
7 grand slams in his career. He does not have the power that he once had. Done an adequate job, more than adequate job, fielding at third base since coming over to the Cardinals. Has not provided very much offense.
Strike on the outside corner. Pedro is 3 for 11 on the homestand.
This is a big opportunity for the Cardinals here in this ball game to put a crooked number on the board for Wainwright. Again, trying to win his 19th game here this afternoon. It'd be nice if they could stake him to a big lead early.
That one just missed. Pedro has a career batting average of .278 in this stadium. Acquired on the 19th of August from Houston in exchange for the minor leaguer David Carpenter. Into right field. Ludwig has it. And here comes the throw, and it is not in time. The throw was up the line. Torrealba was able to come up with it, but he couldn't get the tag on Pujols. 2-0.
And the throw's a bit offline from the former Cardinal Ryan Ludwig, who's been accurate with his arm. But he couldn't help out his pitcher Garland with that throw. It's in shallow right field. Pujols tags. Not a very deep fly ball, but you know Albert, if he's got a chance to score, he's trying it. And he's able to avoid the tag of the catcher Torrealba. Here's a look at the throw. Perfect form from Ludwig. It's just up the line a bit. So the catcher has to go up the line, and that gives the opening to Albert to sneak through the back door.
He had a real shot at him if that ball is on the plate.
Absolutely.
Pagnozzi. The starting catcher this afternoon as Molina gets the day off. Ball one. Right down the middle. Some people might say, well, how come Anderson's not catching today? Just felt that Pagnozzi is, frankly, the better receiver. He's not the hitter Anderson is, but Wainwright pretty much will control his own game, and Pagnozzi will do a good job of whatever he's asked to do out there. Fouled away.
Cardinals have a runner at third and second because of the work of Jose Oquendo. Albert's tagging up, but Oquendo's forgetting about him. He's talking to everybody else, saying, you're going to have to come too. Albert's going to try to score. He knows it's going to be a close play, and he wants those runners on second and third, and he's signaling to both Holiday and Rasmus to tag up, which they did. Now Pagnozzi a chance to drive in two more.
Chopper is foul outside of third. Redbirds hitting .264 as a team, the record of 76 and 71 coming into today's play. Fouled away.
You think Tom Pagnozzi's watching us?
I hope he is.
I'd be very surprised if he wasn't.
Yeah. He's down there in Arkansas with his feet up this afternoon, I'm sure.
And since he's probably watching, I will say Tom's one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life.
Absolutely.
And I would say that even if he wasn't watching.
I would too.
Pags is a great teammate, very good defensive catcher, Gold Glove winner. I'm not sure Matt's as good defensively at that level, but he's very liked in this organization and does an adequate job behind the plate.
And he's hanging in there right now.
You mentioned Brian Anderson. We're going to get a chance to see some of these young Cardinal players over the next couple weeks and see what they have. He's going to have to learn to be a better catcher if he wants himself to be in that consideration to say, hey, he's going to be a backup big league catcher. He can hit left-handed. Got a lot of things going for him. But you can't be afraid to throw him in a game behind the plate. Otherwise, you're just not going to see him.
That's inside.
Cardinals certainly in the market, Jay, because of Jason LaRue's situation.
Yes, LaRue has announced that he's going to pack it in. You know, he has not been playing since the concussion problems on the DL. And LaRue is going to retire at the end of this season. And he's a fellow who meant a great deal to this team. Here's a little chopper, and the third baseman Headley handles it. But the Cardinals come up with 2 runs on 2 hits. They have the lead after 1 here at Busch Stadium.
Top of the second, Cardinals lead at 2-0. It's a pleasure to get together with the new farm director, John Vooch. And John, this must really be the realization of a lifelong dream. You started as an office boy when you're 16 years old here.
Yeah, absolutely, Frank. I mean, I'm a St. Louis kid like you, and that's something that, when I got my first job at 16 years old, I was thrilled, and obviously I'm very excited and appreciative to get the opportunity to have this role.
What will you try to accomplish in your goal? How will you make things different?
Well, I think the big thing, and there's not a whole lot that we need to change because I think we're doing things very well already, but we really want to stress fundamentals, and our ultimate goal is to produce major league caliber players to play out here in St. Louis.
Give us an idea on how you'll go about that in terms of seeing them in person and traveling.
Yeah, I'll get around to see all of our minor league affiliates a couple times each year. Obviously, I'll work with our managers and coaches and talk with them pretty much daily. Really one thing we want to do is stress fundamentals, get back to kind of the Cardinal roots. Branch Rickey, invented the farm system when it was with the Cardinals, and obviously guys like George Kissel and Dave Ricketts and Hub Kittle and guys like that really kind of perfected it as well. And so, just want to kind of follow their lead and do what we've done in the past.
And you've worked with all of them. What Cardinal person in this organization has had the biggest influence on you? I know a lot of them have had an influence, but one guy to really jump out at you.
Oh, wow. I mean, Lee Thomas was the first guy to bring me over. Dal Maxwell gave me a lot of opportunities when I first started. And those are the guys that brought me over into the baseball side. So I think I learned a lot from them. George Kissel probably is the one that I learned as far as the most on the field and fundamental type things. He's probably the biggest influence in terms of teaching me the game of baseball.
Pretty good mentor. Congratulations on the job. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Frank.
Jay and Rick, back to you.
All right, 0-2 to Ludwig. That's inside. Ludwig, of course, with the home run here in yesterday's game. And our congratulations to John Vooch. A wonderful story, a wonderful guy, and he knows the Cardinal way, believe me. Ludwig strikes out, the second K of the afternoon for Wainwright. Let's take a look at that big home run from him yesterday.
Yeah, we talked about what might be the final nail in the Cardinals' coffin for 2010, and if it's going to be delivered by somebody on the other side, maybe having it done by a guy that you like, Ryan Ludwig, makes it hurt a little bit less. His home run here yesterday put the Cardinals essentially out of any opportunity of winning the National League Central, and of course the chances were slim anyway, but that home run was very big.
Here's Chase Headley batting .265.
Jay, I want to add my congratulations to John Vooch, who I agree with you is just an outstanding baseball guy, and to hear him talk about George Kissel and Hub Kittle and Dave Ricketts, the guys that I think epitomize how to teach the game of baseball properly. I'm just thrilled that he's desiring to go to that, and of course Jeff Luhnow was really doing three jobs for a number of years, and so essentially John Vooch is going to take one of those, and he'll hire somebody to be an on-field coordinator to handle the baseball part. And I want to put my pitch in for guys like Bruce Sutter and Bob Forsch, who are coaching in other organizations. I'd love to see those guys come back and become the George Kissels and the Dave Ricketts of the future. Guys who've worn the Cardinal uniform, understand the Cardinal way, and know how to teach.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Headley.
The fact that Bob Forsch is helping young Reds pitchers makes me a little nauseous.
You don't like that.
I don't like it at all.
I don't either. Ooh, what was wrong with that one? A little high, I guess. Full count. Headley, a Coloradan, 26 years old from Colorado. Fouls that one away. Headley is 4 for 12 in this series. Another foul. Strikeout number 3. Carpenter has handled the first 6 in order. 2-0 St. Louis. military personnel, active, reserve, or retired. All military personnel, along with their families, can receive a special ticket discount for select games for the remainder of the season. For more information or to purchase the discounted tickets, visit cardinals.com/military. Brendan Ryan, strike right down the middle.
Jay, you were serenaded between innings here.
It was very nice, huh?
Very nice. Cardinal fans.
Very, very kind.
Singing happy birthday to my partner.
0-2 to Ryan. Ryan snapped a 6-game streak on Wednesday. Had 4 straight multi-hit games from the 9th through the 12th of this month. He was mired in such a terrible slump for the first 3 months, but he's battled his way out of it a little bit, certainly. And he's hit a lot of balls that were right at somebody, too, in the second half. 2-2. Cincinnati playing at Houston. Bottom of the 3rd inning, no score. A strikeout.
And we will show you what happened just a few moments ago here at Busch Stadium.
Gentlemen, please join us in wishing longtime Cardinals broadcaster Jay Randolph a happy 76th birthday today. Jay's doing the game on Channel 5 with Ricky Horton. Happy birthday, Jay.
They love you in Decatur. How about that? They love you all over the place, Jay, but that's nice. Those folks brought a sign today, and, of course, very nice of the Cardinals to acknowledge you, Jay, and your long service to this organization and to Cardinal fans everywhere.
Thank you. Decatur's a wonderful town. One of my first interns at Channel 5 was Scott Betzelberger, who is now Scott Lynn and who works in radio and television in Portland, Oregon. And the first 2 go down. Follow the Cardinals every Sunday morning at 10 with the Sunset Ford Cardinal Nation Show. 30 minutes of in-depth stories, interviews, and features about your hometown team. The Sunset Ford Cardinal Nation Show right here on your home for Cardinal Baseball, News Channel 5. Schumacher flied to right back in the first inning. Redbirds leading 2-0. Still fans coming in after the rainy morning. And Rick, another milestone today for the Redbirds. They go over the 3 million mark today. The 7th straight year that this franchise has drawn 3 million fans. Cardinal Nation, you are marvelous.
You know, and that's a credit to the players in one way, but it's a big credit to the organization for doing things right and putting on a good product, but also a credit to the fans that have made that possible by showing up in good times and in bad.
You're not kidding. Well hit ball, but Tejada will handle it. And the Birds go quietly. After 2 innings, 2-0, St. Louis.
We want to
first inning fan cam and see who's enjoying the game here this afternoon. The first inning presented proudly by Budweiser. Ah, yes. Budweiser. It's what we do.
Oh, here's having a nice cold, frosty Budweiser celebrating your birthday. Jennings, happy birthday.
I'll do that right after the game, Michael.
All right. Well, I say they are. And Lori wishes you a happy birthday, too.
Thank you.
And
we're
all
joined
your
by
fans, that was wonderful.
That was very nice. We're joined by the voice of the Cardinals, Mr. Mike Shannon. And how you doing, Old Irish?
I love it. Give me 2 or 3 more, though. I'd like to have that.
Yeah.
Wainwright, though, has been dynamite. He's retired 6 in a row and half on strikes.
And here is Torey Alba batting .278. Strike 1 to him. Out to the shortstop, Ryan. And that is 7 in a row. Here's Aaron Cunningham. Cunningham, the left fielder, 24 years old, born in Anchorage, Alaska.
Right.
He's batting .316. Foul outside of third. Cunningham's having a pretty good year, hitting .330 in his starts this season. Strike 2.
Wainwright sharp today.
Absolutely.
He's had a little problem in his last 4 or 5 starts and just giving up 1 inning, you know.
At one space where he tried to get that victory, went 4 games without being able to get a win, and as you say, it was just kind of one little portion of a game that got him into trouble. But
well, at least he gets some runs here. The last time he faced Garland, he got shut out 1-0. So I'd like to have more than 2 if he can get to have another 1, 2, 3 frame here in the third. Maybe the Cardinals in the bottom of this third inning with the 2, 3, and 4 guys up can add to the 2-0 score.
Foul back.
See the little different curveball he's come up with today? He's throwing a hard curveball and it doesn't break as much, but it's breaking very quickly. Hard curve.
Cunningham is 4 for 13 in this series. And that is strikeout number 4.
And there's this curveball we're talking about. Look at this pitch here. A little different curve. Remember, he's got that big hook from, 12 to 6, but he's come up with
this
a little
tighter, isn't it,
a little tighter. You're correct, Jennings, and it's worked well. He's got 4 strikeouts, and we're only in the third inning.
Garland is a decent hitter. The pitcher batting .231.
That guy's a good athlete. Crowd rather quiet here, huh? And a lot of folks, I think, have stayed away because of the early rain we had here.
Yeah. Here's one out into short left. Ryan makes the play. The first 9 go in order. 2-0 St. Louis. take on the Rockies. Support an amazing cause during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 25,000 fans ages 16 and older receive a breast cancer awareness tote bag courtesy of Fuse and Schnucks. For more information, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
Jennings.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to think of some of the things we've done in our career, going back to Game of the Week for NBC. We did a few of those, and all the golf tournaments you've done, basketball, football. You've had an illustrious career, young man.
Well, 52 years in sportscasting, and
wow.
Of course, those happy years when I had the great privilege of doing Cardinal baseball with you and with our friend Mr. Buck for Channel 5 for so many years.
Well, that's all we did, though. We didn't work. We didn't go to the golf course or the racetrack.
Oh, well, you had to do something to whine away the hours, right?
Yeah. Man, we used to play golf in the morning, racetrack in the afternoon, ballpark at night, and then come back and do it again.
Yes, sir. John Jay grounds out, the play going 3-1. He walked and scored back in the first.
You've had some great thrills in your career, haven't you?
Well, I have. I think probably, people always ask me about what was my greatest thrill or anything else. But, Mike, I think probably my love affair with the Cardinals started in the mid-'60s. And I came here originally to work at KMOX and then went to Channel 5. But the joy I've had doing Cardinal baseball and working with people like you, you've been a remarkable friend. And Rick and I were talking about it earlier. The Cardinals going over the 3 million mark again this year for the 7th straight year. To have the opportunity to be able to come into the homes of Cardinal Nation all these years, I think has been special. Yeah, been very special.
Tremendous part of that.
1 ball and 1 strike to Albert.
And, of course, you're not going away either.
No, I'll be around. Here's Albert with a shot that is foul.
I've got to have this for my horse in the golf course so we can win some money.
Well, I'm glad
that time you
glad
and
I'm
I
back
and Jack
playing now a little bit.
We were out in the desert, you and I and Jack and the great Philadelphia manager for all those years, Gene Mock. Remember that game we had?
Oh, Gene, I sure do. Gene loved golf, and everybody was always critical of the guy for over-managing, but he was a very interesting guy and a hard worker. Pujols grounds out. Well, let's remind you, it's football night in America tonight. News Channel 5, the NFL on NBC. The Giants take on the Colts. Eli Manning versus Peyton Manning. The brothers against the brothers tonight. And Sunday night, coverage begins at 6 here on News Channel 5. The guy with the sunglasses is Bob Starr, and obviously everybody knows Mr. Buck there in the middle. Bob Starr, who did Cardinal baseball with us and also was maybe as fine a football announcer as ever lived.
Oh, yeah, he was dynamite. What a nice man. We miss him. Of course, the bookends there.
Yes, sir.
We were into the polka dot shirts.
You boys in the polka dots were strong. My goodness. Out to the shortstop. And Holiday is thrown out. It's 2-0 Redbirds after 3. Get Cardinals banking only from Bank of America. Get started at a banking center or go to bankofamerica.com/Cardinals. By the Dave Sinclair Automotive Group, a proud sponsor of Cardinal baseball. And by McDonald's. Get 50 hot, crispy chicken McNuggets for just $9.99 only at McDonald's. Carpenter facing Will Venable to start the fourth. Venable struck out to open the game.
We have two more telecasts, don't we, Jenny?
Right, we'll be in Chicago. We'll be in the Windy City next Sunday. And then we'll finish up with what could be a very important game 2 weeks from today when the Colorado Rockies are here.
Look forward with them. Well, I'll save some of my stories, our Atlantic City story. You and I, Jack, up there. We were, we're surveying some properties.
I'm glad I could stay awake that night. Almost.
And then, let me tell you something about Jay Randolph. He knows where every golf course and racetrack is in the world. And he knows how to get there and take the shortcuts to make sure you're on time for the first tee. We've had some good times, haven't we?
Oh, remarkable.
And all afforded.
I think how lucky I am.
All afforded.
As Jay Jr. always says to me, one of these days, Dad, you're going to have to get a real job.
Oh, thanks.
There's a walk.
First man to reach.
First man to reach.
Tell you the danger about Garland. Usually if you don't get these good pitchers early, you're not going to get them. And he's now retired 8 in a row after the Cardinals got the 2 in the first inning. And now Wainwright, who had retired 9 in a row, finally gives up the walk to Venable, the leadoff man. And he's dangerous because he's also swiped 26 bases. And you got David Eckstein. This is a great hit-and-run combination because David can handle the bat as well as anyone in the business.
He certainly can.
This guy adds so much to your team in intangibles. David Eckstein.
Runner goes. Here's the throw. A little high. Stolen base is number 27 for Venable.
He's a good stealer, no doubt about it. And you see the jump he had. Would have taken a perfect throw, and Pag's throw was a little too high.
He went with the head first slide there.
Almost came off the bag, too, and alertly. The Cardinal second baseman was right there to make the tag a little too late, though. Not the best throw that Matt Pagnozzi's ever made.
There's a strike on the corner.
Some curveball there, wasn't it? You see David kind of do the double take on that one? That's a big league curveball.
This fella plays great defense and also can put the bat on the ball. I nicknamed him a number of years ago the Little Pepper Pot. He's a toughie.
He might be the toughest guy in this league. I mean, I can't tell you how tough this guy is. He weighs about 150 pounds with a couple of bowling balls in his pocket, but he is tough.
Good stop by Pagnozzi. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Mentally, physically, this guy takes a beating and he just comes on ticking, man. It's like that old Timex commercial. Beat it up, but he keeps on ticking.
Or like the Energizer Buddy. He just keeps.
That's exactly right. Well, they stole that. You're right.
Fouled away.
Look at that tough pitch right on his hands, and he fouls it off. Trying to hit the ball to the opposite field. Even though he's 2 strikes, he's trying to go the other way. Trying to move that man from second over to third. That's the kind of player he is. When he first came over to the Cardinals, I asked a lot of people over in the American League, tell me about David Eckstein. They say, well, they'll look over there and they'll see Holiday and they'll see Pujols and they'll see all those big guns you have. And then at the end of the day, they'll sit down and they say, you know what? That little Eckstein's the guy that beat me. And that's the kind of player he is. He takes that curve outside. It's even now 2 apiece. That fastball that was right in on him, he still tried to hit it to the opposite field to move him on. There he tried it again, but he couldn't catch up with that cutter.
That is the 5th strikeout for Wainwright. Hilton St. Louis at the ballpark is the only hotel that gives you home field advantage and an extraordinary Cardinal baseball experience. For reservations and information, call 314-421-1776 or visit HiltonSTLLewis.com.
a good restaurant real close to there too. You know that?
I believe so. In fact, I had lunch there just the other day with Dick Enberg. Had a wonderful lunch with him.
He's such an energetic guy, isn't he?
Marvelous.
Whew, I'd like to hear some of those stories.
Well, we have a few. I first met, there's Dick. I first met him in 1964 at a Los Angeles Sportscasters luncheon when I was doing the Dallas Cowboys, and he sat in and worked a game with me out at the LA Coliseum.
Wow.
And, of course, we worked many years at NBC together. Truly a fabulous professional.
Yeah, he still has an unbelievable amount of energy and enthusiasm.
Yeah. Just coming off the U.S. Open tennis coverage,
of course. Doing that for 104 years, I think.
Wonderful. And loves being back doing baseball in San Diego, which has been his home now for many, many years.
And lo and behold, they're in a pennant race to boot. It's a big game for the Cardinals today. They can take 3 out of 4 here and somehow, some way get on a roll. Stranger things have happened, but the old clock is ticking a lot faster than you would like.
Yep. Shot that is in the seats down the right side.
And I'll say one thing for management and ownership out in San Diego. They went out, they acquired Ludwig, they acquired this guy, Tejada, so they're trying. You just don't get a chance at going to postseason play very often, and you have to take advantage of it. It can be expensive, but
yeah, Tejada's been a great one over the years. Now 36 years old, but still, the off-speed pitch got him there, and he's a little upset with himself. 6-time All-Star, this fella.
Look at this curveball.
The American League MVP Jay, back in 2002.
That's not the 12-6 one either. You know, he's kind of cutting that thing and slowing it down. This is he's more like Marichal with the way he's changing his curveballs, tightening it up and taking a little off and using the cutter also. There's a lot of ammunition out there in that man's arsenal, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. Tejada signed as a non-drafted free agent with Oakland back in '93, July of 1993.
Trying to keep him close down at second base.
Great job by Wainwright.
Look at him. He runs right at him, and he runs, make sure he goes back to the bag, running back there first. Now throw to second, get him there. Oh, boy, they could have done that. But he takes the lead, man. Watch the route now. You young pitchers, watch the route that Wainwright takes. He runs at the runner, but he runs about 5 or 6 feet off to the left, so he gets him running back. No, what? He runs, but watch him run off to the left. See, so he goes back to the base where he came from. And he started him there, and then they get the run down and tag him out. Perfect form by Wainwright. You see how far he is to make sure that the guy, when he runs back to the base he came from. And then when they tag him out, make sure he's going back that way also. Good play. They could have
thrown and tried to get that play at second as well, Mike, as you mentioned. But
they had him going the right way. If your third baseman gets him running back there, and then he gets him running back towards the bag, and you throw the ball to get the guy, the batter, get him going into second base. They didn't execute it 100%. But I'll say one thing. Venable, who's a very good runner, very good base stealer, he did a good job of foiling that.
Gonzalez, 2 balls and no strikes. He grounded out back in the second inning. This guy is one of the best players in the game. 28 years old. Born in California, grew up for a while in Tijuana, Mexico. Back to San Diego when he was age 13.
He's one of the best players in the game, this guy.
Yep, no question.
Well, we've got some really great first basemen around, don't we? Wow. And we've got number 1 right here in St. Louis.
The walk. Runners at first and second. 2 out for Ryan Ludwig. Luddy struck out back in the second.
the big blow here last night. He got a curveball and hit a 3-run homer to break a tie, and San Diego went on to break that 0 for 11 games that they had lost here in St. Louis, going back to the old ballpark.
Good stop by Pagnazzi. Ludwig was signed by the Redbirds as a minor league free agent in December of 06. He led the St. Louis outfielders with 22 home runs and 97 RBIs last year. Now a Padre.
That wasn't his best year here either.
That's foul back.
Boy, a good fastball right in on his hands.
Oh, in 08 he hit 299 with 37 home runs and 113 RBI.
Yeah, that was his career year.
And won a Silver Slugger Award that year as well.
Good everyday player. He's a good outfielder, has a good arm.
Albert's a long way from first base there, isn't it?
They're playing him to pull.
Sure.
He's a pull hitter. The outfielders are the same. Deep to pull.
1 ball and 1 strike. A little low.
He gets a good look at that ball, too. He watched that baseball all the way into Pagnazzi's mitt. There's the defensive alignment. Still trying to keep the runner close at second base. Tying runs on at first. Ooh, what a
boy. 3 balls and a strike.
Man, oh,
that nasty curve there, and
let's see,
very close call here.
Wow. He caught it there, but we're across the plate. Come on, man. Help us out there, Lance.
Lance Barksdale, the plate umpire. 3-1. That's going to load him up.
Walk, the bases loaded here.
Let's remind you that Sunday's game day here on News Channel 5, and the next broadcast next Sunday, the 26th, the Cardinals and the Cubs from Chicago. The Winter World Cardinals game day preview comes your way at 12:30. The Cards and the Cubs next Sunday on your home for Cardinal baseball, News Channel 5.
We had a great story up there. The last game we ever played one year. You and I and a good friend of ours left after the game. Well, this is a great story there. The doubleheader, and you TV'd the first game. I had to do radio the second. I said, don't worry. We'll call it off. After 2 innings, they called it off.
They did call it off. That was with Bill Bolster, who was running Channel 5 in those days. And it's one of the great stories of all time. We don't have time to tell it.
No, it might take 2 weeks to tell that one. And we can't tell you all of it either. Here's a swing and a miss.
And the strikeout is the 6th.
That was just the second one.
Excuse me.
He got by with something.
Yep.
Now the base is loaded. Boy, this is a key pitch here. Key man at the plate. This guy can hurt you too with the long ball. This is when he needs that strikeout.
0 for 11
love to have it
in this situation this year.
The percentages that are, got to be careful. Wouldn't go for it.
Again, a good stop by Pagnazzi there.
He tried to get him to go for that pitch out of the strike zone. He walked 3 in this inning. The bases are loaded. Walked him. And I wouldn't mess with this guy now. I'd go right after him.
Tejada, Gonzalez, and Ludwig on the bases.
Tying runs down at second base. Hey, but I don't want to mention it. After this guy strikes out, I'll mention it.
He fisted him with that one.
Has him set up for the breaking ball again, or he can, it shows you there that this guy is very conscious of the off-speed delivery because he was jammed with that pitch, okay? So if you're the catcher, what are you going to call her? If you're the pitcher, what do you want to throw? You want to bounce one in the dirt and try to get the strikeout? Take a chance that he'll swing it up, pitch out of the zone? We'll see if that's what they do. Well, they go right after him with the fastball.
And he got him. That is strikeout number 6. Half a dozen, cousin.
They don't have a base hit yet, Jim.
No, sir. And here is the strikeout. 2-0 St. Louis. .130 on Fox Sports Midwest. The Cardinals and the Florida Marlins, the makeup of that rainout on August the 8th. And then the Birds will wing their way out of South Florida to Pittsburgh Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thursday's the day game up there. And then 3 in Chicago. We'll be on the air next Sunday with that third game of that series, and then it's home for 3 against Pittsburgh and 4 against Colorado. Here's Rasmus, who walked in the first. In for a strike.
Garland is now retired 8 in a row after he gave those 2 runs on 2 hits in the first inning. He retired Felice and Pagnazzi and set them down in order the second and the third. 8 straight. Really good change up there. He was out in front.
The Padres, Mike, will finish the season at San Francisco on October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
That'll be a knockdown drag out there. It might be for all the marbles too, Jay, because coming in, San Diego leads San Francisco by a half game, Colorado by a 1 full game.
Colby puts this one out into center. It drops. A leadoff single for Rasmus.
Colby's now 5 out of his last 8 at bats, including a walk in the first inning. He tried to throw that breaking ball and watch him stay back. Kept those hands back and went down and hit a really good pitch. That pitch was blowing away, and he dumped it into left center. Nice piece of hitting there.
The Padres have a day off tomorrow, and then they go to Los Angeles for 3. Then on the road for 3 at Cincinnati and 4 in Chicago before that final series at San Francisco.
Pretty good fastball in at the knees there.
Felice picked up an RBI with a fly ball to right back in the first inning. It was his 40th of the year. Into center field. Venable is there. Commerce Bank proudly presents This Day in History. Albert Pujols, a National League rookie record, 120 RBIs. That was back in 2001.
He hasn't stopped yet either, has he, Jenny?
No, sir.
I think this is a good hit-and-run situation here, and I think they're very aware of it as Garland throws over. Bagnazzi doesn't run that well, and Rasmus does run well, so it's a good combo.
Talking about the Padres' schedule, I mentioned they have a day off tomorrow and go home. And they'll play 3 against L.A. That's down the line in left. Rasmus going on to third, and Bagnazzi holds on. He thought about going for 2.
Take a look at Bagnazzi. Pulls that ball past third, and then you see one of the better base runners. Watch the runner at first. That's Rasmus, and he can really track on the bases. There's no wasted motion with his running, and he cuts those corners very well. He's the best base runner, I think, as far as speed and agility, everything concerned. Albert's a very good base runner, but he doesn't have the speed that Colby has.
I want to clear up what I said about the Padres' schedule. They will actually finish the season against San Francisco, but those games are in San Diego.
They should jam that place for those 4. They probably should already be sold out.
Yep.
By the way, there are plenty of tickets for our last week of play here. If you're interested, you can go to Cardinals.com.
Those games can be very important, obviously.
Yeah, they're going to, one way or the other, the Cardinals are going to figure into the Western Division race, playing 4 with these guys here in this series, and then 4 with the Rockies. And if they can win today, they'll take 3 out of 4 against the first place San Diego Padres.
Brendan Ryan with runners at the corners and 1 out. Cardinals leading 2-0. Bottom of the 4th inning.
The big run over at third base.
A little low. Houston leading 3-0. 6th inning at Houston over the Reds.
Tell you a little story. Red Cheney's was in the clubhouse a couple of days ago, and Albert Pujols came up to him and said, "Hey, Red," he said, "you were on that 64 team, weren't you?" He said, "Were you guys really 6 games out with only 10 games to play?"
Indeed they were.
Red said, "Yeah." And he said, "We're not out of this thing, are we?" Heck no.
That was something.
That's when the final weekend of the series, there was a possible 4-way tie. San Francisco, Cincinnati, the Phillies, and the Cardinals, and then the Redbirds won it and went on to win the World Series against the mighty New York Yankees with Whitey Ford and Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle and that bunch. You were there for that, Jennings.
A lot of memories, aren't there?
Yes, sir. So you never know. All you do is go out there and give it your all every day and let the chips fall where they may.
Off the end of the bat.
That's how they try to get me. Brendan, to show him the fastball and then throw him the breaking things. He got a piece of the good one there.
Philadelphia leading at Philadelphia against the Nationals 3-1, 6th inning. Those Phillies are playing well.
They've won 9 of their last 10, and they've won 6 in a row. They've increased their lead over Atlanta to 3 games. That's a very good baseball team.
Oh boy,
they can beat you in a lot of ways. Home runs, hits, fielding, running the bases. That Oswalt was a phenomenal addition to Philadelphia.
They will be very, very tough.
They get into postseason. Hamill pitching well again. They get him back on track. Wow. And Oswalt, he's a bulldog, isn't he? He just keeps coming after you.
Yes, sir.
Need a hit here, Jennings.
2 balls and a strike.
There it is.
A shot into center field. Venable back at the track. Tagging up and coming home is Rasmus. 3-0 St. Louis. RBI number 33 for Ryan.
That was a big RBI there.
Venable got turned around a little bit out there in center field, but he was able to get to that ball.
Ryan got the job done, too. See him turn all the way around. That made it more difficult.
Wainwright out to the shortstop. Tosses on. That'll do it. But the Redbirds pick up another run. After 4, 3-0 St. Louis. Old Irish, thanks for the visit.
Top of the 5th inning, Frank Cusimano with Senator Kit Bond, who has served our state for 40 years, including 24 as United States Senator, and your love of Cardinal baseball is undeniable.
Well, I tell you, I'm delighted to see the Cardinals. I very rarely get to the opportunity, but when Wainwright starts out strong and he comes up now with 3-run support, hey, maybe this is like it's supposed to be.
Have there ever been times in the middle of crucial votes in Washington, D.C. that you got Cardinal scores?
I usually get Cardinal scores no matter what I'm doing. If I can sneak in a BlackBerry, I usually try to get, if I can't have access to the radio or watch them on, we've got one of those television packages where we can watch them. Of course, it's better when they're home and comes from you guys carrying it than the other home team carrying it.
And any good-natured kidding with senators from cities that the Cardinals have owned in terms of baseball?
I've been a little cautious about this year. I'm not sure exactly who we owned, but I tell you, we had a lot of fun because I'm right across the hall from the senator from Detroit, from Michigan, Carl Levin. And he was making a lot of talk about the World Series, and we greet him with a Cardinal welcome Cardinal mat every day.
Before we let you go, tell us about Bioscience Day here at the ballpark.
Bioscience Day is an opportunity to talk about what the tremendous emerging new technology of biotechnology, plant science, animal science, and life sciences can do in St. Louis to build a strong economy, produce good-paying jobs, and get well-trained workers who make a good salary.
Senator, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks very much. World Food Day is October 15th, 16th at Danforth Plant Science Center. Looking for young people to put packages together to send to Africa to keep people from starving in Africa. Thanks again, Frank.
Jay and Rick, back to you.
Thank you very much, Frank, and thanks to Senator Bond. I'm reminded the senator served with my dad in the United States Senate, and good to see him here at the ballpark today.
And your father, of course, had a very distinguished career.
He did indeed. They're proud of him, of course. With 2 out, 2 strikes to Garland. That is strikeout number 7. 4.5 innings. A no-hitter going for Wainwright.
Hey, babe. Hey, Frank.
Hey, Dad.
Monday night on NBC at 7 o'clock, the season premiere of Chuck, followed at 8 by the new drama everyone's talking about, The Event. And at 9, U.S. Marshals track down criminals on the all-new Chase. That's followed by Mike Bush and News Channel 5 at 10 o'clock. The best in comedy, drama, and news tomorrow night, right here on News Channel 5. 3-4-0 for the Redbirds. Zeros across the board for the Padres. Schumacher to lead it off. He has flied to right and grounded out. Chicago leading the Marlins 9-3 down in Florida. They're in the 7th inning. Arizona 3, Pittsburgh 1. That's at Pittsburgh in the 8th inning. Colorado at Los Angeles later. Out into left. And it will be Cunningham who takes it out there. They're the most accurate weather team in town. Cindy Pressler, Scott Connell, Mike Roberts, and Anthony Slaughter. In fact, they've won the Weather Rate seal of approval now for 7 straight years. The Weather Plus weather team only on News Channel 5. John Jay has walked and scored and grounded out.
Thought it was very interesting, Jay, that Dave Duncan told Frank Cusimano in the pregame that Jaime Garcia will start on the 23rd. And that would mean that Garcia would be able to make 2 more starts, and then the 3rd start would be that last day, and that would be where the Cardinals might choose to go with Wainwright on 3 days rest if he's trying to win 20 or trying to have something magical. But I think it's great that Garcia will be back out on the mound and only miss that 1 start. Dave Duncan pretty direct about the fact that Garcia is going to be back in that flow, and I think it's a better way to end the season than what he might have been facing.
Well, obviously, it was a shame that the news got out that they were going to shut him down before he was told. And Tony took the blame for that and was very upset that that had happened and very sorry that that had happened. But at the same time, We saw what Jaime was made of. He said, I want to have a meeting right now and explain that I want to keep pitching.
I thought that was great. I think Dave Duncan wanted to have that meeting, too. I don't think he wanted him to be shelved either. And, it was one of those kind of miscommunication. You're talking about a lot of different factors every day about the health of players and who's going to start when. And there's only so many hours to communicate. And I just think there was a little bit of a mix-up there. But the point is, it ended up good. And I do think you're right. I think it was a good opportunity to find out Garcia wants to pitch.
Here's Pujols after the strikeout of Jay. It's 3 strikeouts on the afternoon for John Garland. Albert has singled and scored and grounded out.
When you're a teammate of a pitcher, you know whether he's the kind of guy that can't wait for the manager to come out and take the ball from him because you want to give it to somebody else, and then there's the other guy that you have to rip the ball out of his hand on the mound. Those are the guys you want.
Absolutely. Well, we've seen what wonderful competitors Wainwright and Carpenter are over the years, and now we're seeing from this youngster, the left-hander Jaime Garcia, certainly a maturity beyond his years.
And that maturity is helped by having guys like Carpenter and Wainwright to look at day after day. How do they go about their business? How do they prepare? If you're a young pitcher coming up to a team that isn't very good and doesn't have a very good ace, Cardinals have 2 of them really, then how does a young pitcher learn how to do it right?
Three balls and a strike. Walk to Albert. That's the 3rd walk issued by Garland. Now get Cardinals banking only from Bank of America. You'll get the Cardinal logo on your debit card, credit card, and checks. Plus, you get extra base rewards with every credit card purchase. Learn more at a banking center or bankofamerica.com. Cardinals.
Jimenez with Colorado and Halladay with the Phillies both have 19 wins, and Wainwright looking to join them this afternoon.
Sabathia got number 20. He's the first to do it in the major leagues. Into center field. Venable is there, and that's going to do it. 5 innings. 3-0 St. Louis. He has struck out and walked. There is Les, who didn't catch his last name, but celebrating his 105th birthday today. And They had a little cake for him. 105. And also, I want to wish a happy birthday to James Becker from Chesterfield, Missouri. He's 81 today. And thanks for watching Cardinal baseball, and happy birthday to James, who is with us. I'm just a pup compared to those guys,
105. Well, they said on the board in between innings that Les was around when the Cubs won the World Series.
And you got to go back a long way for that.
Not many folks can say that.
No.
Been around for 1 Cub championship and 10 Cardinals championships.
That cake looks pretty good, huh? 2 balls and a strike. Venable, the shot into right. There it is, the first hit of the game for the Padres.
Wainwright has been very, very special this afternoon, and you just had that sense that he could have a no-hitter. He jams Venable, but he has enough to get that over the second baseman Schumacher's head, and it dies in front of the right fielder, Jay. And I still had that thought, Jay, that he might have a no-hitter here.
You had a feeling very early on before we teed it up on this broadcast today. You told me you thought he might throw a no-and-oh.
Well, that first inning, he just looked very special and looked very determined. And this is a Padre team that doesn't hit very well. No. So you throw those 3 things together.
Their team batting average at 250. Eckstein is grounded out and struck out. Venable is running. He stole a base back in the 4th. His 27th of the year. The Padres now have stolen 117 bases in 163 attempts. Jammed him, popped him up. Feliz. This portion of Cardinal Baseball on News Channel 5 is brought to you by Hardee's. Try Hardee's new hand-breaded chicken tenders, freshly prepared on the premises. And by Dave Munganez, Lexus of St. Louis, and Plaza Lexus, who invite you to test drive a Lexus today. Tejada has flied to center. Reached on a fielder's choice. Played Tejada straight away. He's been getting a steady diet of that curveball, hasn't he? Mike was mentioning that the curveballs, I mean, he's got that, big, huge breaker, but a lot of little sharper curve today.
Yeah, he's got a sharp curveball. He has the cutter that's working well, so a couple of different speeds, a couple of different breaks. And Tejada, for one, has not liked him at all. And it's interesting that the Padres have chosen not to run with Venable. I think that extra run the Cardinals scored in the 4th inning has made them a little careful about running the bases. They need a big inning, not just 1 run. They need a big inning.
1 ball and 1 strike. The bunt.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Pick it up.
The bunt for the single.
Perfect bunt by Tejada. Deadens the ball. Gets it down the line. Had some spin on it. You thought it might go foul, but straightened out. Feliz did the right thing, letting it go. He's got no chance of throwing out.
No chance to make the play. That's right.
Perfect bunt.
So here's Gonzalez, who grounded out in the 2nd and walked in the 4th. In that 4th inning, the Padres stranded 3. Into left field. Holiday is there. Ball was hit hard, but right at the left fielder.
Well, you hold your breath every time Gonzalez has a bat in his hand. Ability to tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. He hits the ball very well the other way. Unfortunately, that was right at Matt Holliday. Looked like Holliday had trouble picking that ball up for a second.
Well, sometimes that's the toughest play for you when it's right at you.
Comes right out of the stands, and maybe there's white shirts or different background that come into play.
It's very cloudy. The lights are on here at the stadium. But now Ludwig, who has struck out and walked.
Amazing how easy outfielders make it look. The way they run down balls in the gaps, and anybody who's had a chance to be out on the field during an event, or Cardinals sometimes have some corporate events where people have a chance to actually stand in the outfield and try to catch a fly ball. They are amazed on how hard that is to do.
Here's the man that coaches the outfielders, Dave McKay, Cardinal first base coach. It's one of his duties, and one ball and no strikes. A little low. 2 balls and no strikes.
The outfielder has to pick up the ball. They have to run to the right spot. They have to get a good jump. And if they don't do all of those things, I'm up here yelling at them. But it's hard to do. I mean, very hard to do.
You remember your days when you were shagging balls in the outfield?
I wasn't very good. I mean, I'd catch about half of them.
Right. Hot shot to short. Ryan throws on. 5.5 innings. 3-0 St. Louis. News starts first on News Channel 5. Art Holliday and Jennifer Blome. Yes, they are the favorites on your weekly morning show today in St. Louis, getting you what's new, what's now, and what's next. Today in St. Louis, weekdays beginning at 4:30 a.m. on News Channel 5, where the news comes first. Rasmus, Feliz, and Pagnozzi due here in the 6th. Redbirds up 3-0. Rasmus has walked, singled, and scored. Colby hits it deep to right. Back, and gone! Home run number 23. RBI number 64. 4-0 St. Louis.
Colby gets a pitch he likes. First pitch of the at-bat. A hanging breaking ball out over the plate, and he drives it, and Colby Rasmus has a great upside as Feliz lines out. And And, you know, Tony's going to be wanting to find who that guy is to bat behind Matt Holliday in 2011. And I think Colby Rasmus is as good as anybody. Why not have him be that guy? You expect 80 RBIs out of that guy that hits in the 5th spot?
A lot of upside to Mr. Rasmus, no question about that. Pagnazzi grounded out in the 1st, singled in the 4th. And Pagnazzi is part of Rick's quick fix.
I think the new faces, new energy that the young players are providing the Cardinals here in the next couple of weeks will be a good quick fix for the malaise that the team has felt over the last 10 days. There's something about that.
That's a new word, right? Malaise.
How about that? Something about the new competition and again, these guys are happy to be in the big leagues, Jay, and I think that can be something that has an effect on the rest of the club.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
I would say we've been in a malaise,
no question,
feeling as fans and as players.
Yep. It's been a mind-boggling and frustrating situation, hasn't it? I have to. You can make a list of excuses, but you know what good does that do? But there's one excuse that ranks number 1 with me. That was the loss of David Freese.
I agree, and the timing of it.
Yeah, I mean, if we'd have known Freese was going to go down, you wouldn't have traded Ludwig 4 days before that. I mean, it just that was a killer.
Well, we saw David Freese taking ground balls. We saw him running a couple of days before he re-injured that ankle, and he was taking batting practice. He was ready to go. He was having a good year. All of those things. And certainly would have provided more stability to that third base position.
Little bleeder, one-handed, and nice play by Headley.
And I think he's going to be a question mark about whether or not he's going to be back to his normal health to play third base and make plays like this that Headley makes on the run. You've got to have a firm foundation. Your ankles have to be right. He's had problems with both ankles. Certainly, he has a lot of pop.
Just went out to be checked. And they did the surgery, you know, and out west. And he's very, very pleased with the way everything is going. He's on track and says that the rehab continues to go well. There'll be no problem for him by the time they get to Jupiter.
That is good news.
Yeah.
I think the Cardinals are still going to have to fortify their infield somehow and get 1 or 2 more bats. Now, this Redbird team, you know, when you have the malaise we talked about, or the down year, and you say underachieved, whatever you want to call it, you can't really stand pat. You've got to make some changes, and there certainly will be some. And I would say more on the offensive side than the pitching side.
Here's Ryan, who struck out in the 2nd. Picked up an RBI with a fly ball to center in the 4th. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the strikeout. That's number 4 for Garland. Rasmus banged out the home run. 374 feet. Number 23. question. Can you name that Cardinal?
I can name him, and I'm indebted to him for what he did in 1985. Cesar Cedeno, the veteran, former Red, came to the Cardinals and just was on fire with the bat. A couple of big home runs. I remember one in New York to win a ball game, and just outstanding second half for Cedeno.
Chase Headley leads off. He'll be followed by Torrey Alba and Cunningham. Wainwright working into the 7th inning here. Strike on the corner.
Good changeup there. Wainwright's had a nice assortment of pitches. Fastball in is a good compliment. There it is. Changeup away, fastball in, curveball in the dirt. Pretty good sequence.
Nazi makes a lot of good plays on those low pitches. You can tell he's had some very good training.
It's in his genes.
Cut off, and the play made in time. Nice play as Felice came over to get that ball.
Well, the Rasmus home run, a big add-on to the Cardinals picking up their 4th run. It's a cutter, and it's up in the zone. It just doesn't really break down, and Rasmus able to jump on it. And our Hardy's hot pitch delivered by Wainwright is the opposite of that. The sharp breaker that's down in the zone. You can't handle that pitch down there. Adam Wainwright's thrown a number of good off-speed pitches this afternoon.
Torrey Alba has grounded out and flied to right.
You know, he's a pretty good player, but he's got my favorite name in the big leagues. I've never met a Yorvit. Have you?
No. Yorvit? It's Y-O-R-V-I-T.
Yorvit Torrealba.
1 ball and 1 strike. Felice throws on. For all your local high school sports action, visit highschoolsports.net. Highschoolsports.net features highlights and schedules, photos, stats, and even power rankings of the St. Louis area schools. Check it out. Check out where you went to high school. Highschoolsports.net. Aaron Cunningham has struck out and flied to center.
And we should offer apologies to some of the folks that are viewing the game and viewing this as a family experience. Sometimes we pick up on microphones some of the things that players say, and one thing we definitely learned there is Yorvit Torrealba has learned to speak English fluently.
Some of it anyway.
Yeah. But we do apologize. That's not the goal, but we're trying to get the sights and sounds of this game and deliver them to the audience the best way we know how, and sometimes you pick up some things on audio that you wish you hadn't.
Yeah, it's true. That's into the seats and right. Down to third. And Felice handles all 3 outs here in the 7th. 4-0 Cardinals.
I'm moving.
Channel 5, it's the all-new Rams Tailgate Show. Follow the Rams both on and off the field. Rams Tailgate follows This Week in Cardinal Nation Sunday mornings right here on News Channel 5. Wainwright leading it off. He struck out and grounded out. Strike on the outside corner. And the Washington Nationals have taken the lead over Philadelphia in the 7th inning. It's 5-3 Washington.
Phillies are hard to beat right now. They are a very good ball club. I wouldn't want to play the Phillies in the playoffs. No, not right now. Or, by the way, would not want to pitch to Tulowitzki in the playoffs. He is red hot for the Rockies.
What a remarkable couple of weeks he's had, huh?
14 home runs in 15 days, something like that.
That's it. That is exactly correct.
And they're all multiple home run games too. So just incredible what he's done.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Houston leads Cincinnati 4-0. Bottom of the 7th inning at Houston. Into right, and it is a foul ball.
I really think it's turned into a 3-pitcher race for the Cy Young. Now, it could change some, but I don't think it will. As we look at that ball off the bat of Adam Wainwright, he thought it might drop. And it's just barely foul, a couple of feet foul. But I would say Ubaldo Jimenez and Roy Halladay and Adam Wainwright are the top 3 at this point.
Yes.
Wainwright's ERA as of this moment is just a hair better than Halladay's.
2.50.
But it's down to about 2.4 now with what he's done here.
Down to third. Headley throws across, 1 away.
And you'll have 3 guys with 19 wins if Wainwright's able to hold on here this afternoon, but there's still some baseball left.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Back to the top of the order. Schumacher is grounded out, and then flied again in the 5th, that time into left. A couple of fly balls, left and right, and a ground out on the afternoon. It's right down the heart of the plate. Milwaukee at San Francisco. That game just getting underway. Eckstein throws on, 2 gone. Visit the official online shop of the Cardinals at Cardinals.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and a lot more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the Cardinals.com shop. Here is Jay. His walk grounded out and struck out. Pittsburgh defeated Arizona 4-3. That is their first final of the afternoon. And the Birds go down 1-2-3 after 7 at Busch. 4-0 St. Louis. McDonald's.
And a lot of great Cardinal fans have decided to come out and help Jay Randolph celebrate his birthday here this afternoon at Busch Stadium. Just a big old party here, and so far Adam Wainwright's given him a lot to cheer for.
Garland, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run, 275. 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, a home run, and 275.
That's Tony Gwynn at the plate. Pinch hitting here. Garland goes 7 innings, gives up 4 runs, 5 hits, struck out 4 and walked 3. And Gwynn flies this one out to Holiday, 1 away. Immediately following today's telecast, stay tuned for the Dave Sinclair Automotive Group Cardinals Game Day Wrap. Enjoy all the Cardinal highlights from today's action and insights into the game. Dave Sinclair's Automotive Group presenting the Game Day Wrap-Up right here on News Channel 5, your home of the Cardinals. Venable stands in. Venable has struck out, walked, and singled.
This game is very important to Adam Wainwright, trying to put together a big season, but this game is clearly, on a team basis, more important than the San Diego Padres. They've got a fight on their hands in the National League West. Began action half a game ahead of the Giants and just a game ahead of the red-hot Colorado Rockies.
On the run in center field, Rasmus can't get to it. Off the wall, a double. Venable is 2 for 3 on the afternoon.
I think Colby does the smart thing here on this ball hit very hard by Venable. It's down, not a bad location. Rasmus realizes I can't catch it, so let me make sure I get the right bounce off the wall. He realizes right there I can't get to this ball. So the best thing I can do is get myself in the proper position to make sure it's a double and not a triple. I think that's good outfield play by Rasmus.
And here again is the pesky David Eckstein. Grounded out, struck out, and popped out today. Out into center field on the run, Colby. And I think it's down. Yes, he tried to trap it, but it is a single.
And there was no call by the second base umpire. I thought had the best chance to read that.
Yeah, the first base umpire finally made the call.
First base umpire is the one that has to make the call. I'm not sure why Tom Hallian does not make this call. Rasmus playing him to hit the ball the other way, comes in. I don't think he does catch it, but there's Hallian right there in the picture, and yes, he traps it, but no call by the second base umpire. Rasmus looks up, not really sure what to do with the ball because he doesn't even see a call. Finally, the first base umpire comes in to actually make the judgment. I'm not sure if that's Cordon Hoyle there, Jay.
Well, the first threat for the Padres since the 4th inning. Tejada, fastball that he fouled off. He flied to center in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, and had a bunt single in the 6th.
I do give the umpires credit. They got that call right. But if you don't make the call right away, Jay, that will confuse the defense. They don't know where to throw the baseball, and the runners for that matter.
And this is hard hit into left and foul.
Not a good breaking ball by Wainwright to Tejada. Very fortunate that it's not 4-3. That ball hung on the inside. You can see from the reaction of Wainwright, he's not happy. A little mad at himself by hanging that curveball, and Tejada just missed that.
Tejada from the Dominican Republic. 0-2 the count. Wainwright could use the strikeout here. A little liner handled nicely by Schumacher. 1 away. Football night in America tonight on News Channel 5. The NFL on NBC. The Giants taking on the Colts. And that means Eli against Peyton. The brothers against the brother tonight. Sunday night, football night. Coverage begins tonight at 6 on News Channel 5. And here is the dangerous Adrian Gonzalez. Adrian on the afternoon, rounded out, walked, and flied to right.
Gonzalez has very good power the other way. Matt Holliday playing him deeper than he would play most. In fact, most of his power is to left field.
He's been their MVP the last 3 seasons. I said that he flied to right. Actually, in the 6th, that was a fly ball to left field.
He hit that ball on the nose, too.
Yes, he did.
Holliday is behind that little bare spot out in left field that has received a lot of play. You can tell he's respecting. There's the bare spot right about there, and Holliday is a couple steps behind that. Not quite as deep in center field. Jay is deep in right.
3-0 pitch coming. Three and one. .422, the National League's highest average with runners in scoring position, and you see Ryan Ludwig right behind him. Into left, and this will put San Diego on the board as Venable comes across. That's RBI number 97 for Gonzalez.
Another great season going for him. And he adds to that 422 number. Good quality at bat. Such a sweet swing the other way. Now the Cardinals are going to have to deal with another player who's good with runners in scoring position. Former Cardinal Ryan Ludwig.
He struck out, walked, and grounded out. Curveball in for a strike. Popped up on the left side. Feliz makes the play. The Padres get one. Cardinals lead 4-1 after 7.5. by Window World, a proud sponsor of Cardinals baseball, and by Toyota. It's the Now is the Time sales event at your Toyota dealer. Hurry. The offers end soon.
And work is exactly what he's done. Both he and Matt Pagnozzi have been on the same page all afternoon, and he's been outstanding.
Albert will lead it off against a new pitcher, Ernesto Frieri. He is from Bolivar, Colombia. Last year he spent his time with San Antonio before being called up to the Padres late.
Padres have a very good bullpen, and they have a club that's starting to feel the pressure of this race. If the Cardinals are able to beat them here this afternoon, they go into a tie with San Francisco. Colorado only being a half game out.
This young pitcher earned his first major league win on the 13th of this month. Albert hits it deep and foul.
The Giants, by the way, Jay, scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning in their game against Milwaukee. They lead 4-0 in the bottom of the first, and Colorado and Los Angeles are just starting out in L.A.
Frieri with a record of 1-1 and a 2.03 ERA.
There's the standings we were talking about. A loss to the Padres, they'd all be even in the loss column. That becomes important as we get down to the last couple of weeks, where you are in the loss column.
Albert goes down swinging. The attendance, 37,885. Didn't have near that many in the ballpark today. Those are tickets sold. A lot of people getting scared away by the rain, but as I mentioned early on, going over the 3 million mark in attendance for the 7th straight year for the Redbirds.
It's been a great afternoon at the ballpark. Fans have been treated to a well-played game, a well-pitched game.
Holiday got a single in the first and an RBI, grounded out in the third, fly to center in the 5th.
Still a pretty good entertainment value here at the ballpark. It's a fun place to be, to bring your family, to just have some time together in a game that doesn't have a clock. One of the things I love about this game. And we were worried about that being a problem for us, Jay, if the clock would have made this game go too long. You and I have an appearance tonight at the Whitey Herzog Youth Foundation banquet honoring Whitey Herzog. Georgia Brett will be there. A number of former Cardinal greats. Bruce Sutter in town.
Holiday with 1 out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shot into center field. Cardinals announcers Cutter and Buck Apparel, provided courtesy of Ad Creations. Contact Ad Creations for all your promotional products and apparel needs. If you want people to remember your name, remember ours. www.adcreations.com. And here is Rasmus, who has walked, singled and scored, and homered. Holiday 2 for 4 on the afternoon down there at first.
Colby's had such an interesting year. You know, beginning of the year, if you said Colby would have hit would have a season where he's going to hit 280, 25 home runs, 75 RBIs, you'd say that'd be just about right, and that'd be pretty good. The issues for him is the prolonged slumps that he's gone into where he's struck out a lot. Made it seem like he's having a worse year than he's had. I'd say they're pretty good numbers for him.
0-2. Here's along with the center. He got under it a little bit, and Venable will be there. Looking ahead to the ninth for the Padres. Headley, Torrealba, and Cunningham are due. For 6-0 for the Cardinals, 1-5-0 for San Diego. Feliz picked up an RBI with a fly ball to right in the first. He flied to center in the fourth and lined out in the sixth.
Ryan Franklin getting loose in the Cardinal bullpen. Wainwright with a little trouble in that eighth inning. And it is a save situation. Doesn't seem to be getting ready in a hurry. But we may see him in the ninth.
Wainwright has thrown 114 pitches.
A couple of walks in the fourth inning, a couple of long at-bats, a lot of strikeouts. That makes that pitch count add up.
Into center field. Venable comes on, and that'll do it. We're going to the ninth. It's 4-1 Cardinals. Of a good time. Here we go. And by Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center, a proud sponsor of Cardinals baseball. Let's revisit Rick's keys here.
And we had the kind of rain connection with all three of the keys of Wainwright getting out from behind the clouds. He's been struggling of late. He certainly did that today with 8 innings, just 1 run. Contribution from some of the young guys. Wet behind the ears, Matt Pagnozzi 1 for 3. Nice job of catching Wainwright. And will the bullpen rain? That question has not yet been answered. Ryan Franklin coming on for the save here in the ninth.
Miles is now at second base. Molina's doing the catching. And Schumacher moves from second out to right field. And the Verizon call to the bullpen brings Ryan Franklin on, the 37-year-old right-hander. allowed a solo home run here in the 7th on Friday night.
I think that was the Franklin knuckleball. He's thrown a few of them of late. One of the reasons Molina's behind the plate is Franklin has so many pitches. You've got to be pretty adept back there to know how to catch him.
Strikeout.
This looked like it might have been a slider, or is that a knuckleball too? That may have been back-to-back knuckleballs from Franklin, and it is.
He's been throwing that ball, the knuckler, a little more often.
Notice no spin on it at all. It's just kind of floating up there, and it could be that Franklin's kind of reinventing himself a little bit. Looking for his 25th save. He's only blown 2 saves all year long. He's had a very solid season.
Torrealba in for a strike. Torrealba grounded out in the 3rd, fly to right in the 5th, and grounded out again in the 7th.
Never fully understood why they believe that knuckleball pitchers don't really work that hard to throw that pitch, and you can pitch into your 40s with a knuckleball. But it could be that could be an issue for Franklin. I mean, to me, it takes a lot of effort to throw a knuckleball, but it may be something that prolongs his career a little bit.
Into center field, and it's going to drop. Goes to the wall. A double for Torrealba. Well, it's time for Budweiser to anoint our player of the game.
Let's anoint Adam Wainwright.
Sir, it's good with me.
Outstanding afternoon. Nothing better than to be player of the game on Jay Randolph's birthday. 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run only. The ERA has dropped to 2.45, which puts him ahead of Roy Halladay. 3 walks and 7 strikeouts for Waino.
Cunningham has struck out, flied to center, and grounded out.
Not too happy with who I see on deck, Jay.
Matt Stairs is on deck. Hit a home run here, of course. And he is the all-time leading home run pinch hitter in the history of baseball with 23 now. But Cunningham is at the dish. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, the key is not to lose this guy. You do not want Matt Stairs to have a chance to tie the game.
Absolutely not. Foul into the seats and right.
Well, will we see a knuckleball here? Franklin throws a splitter, a sinker, a cutter, a fastball, curveball, knuckleball.
7 pitches he's got, they say. I don't know. Another foul out of play. Cardinals got 2 in the first. RBIs from Holiday and Feliz, scoring Jay and Pujols. Picked up 1 with an RBI. Ryan scoring Rasmus in the 4th inning, and then Colby Rasmus in the 6th, the home run. Good stop there. 2-2. Ooh, just low. Full count. 4-1 Cardinals. 9th inning. Torrealba out at second base. One away. Payoff pitch. Time call. That got him. Strikeout number 2.
And a little sigh of relief for Cardinal fans as Ryan Franklin paints the outside corner. And now Matt Stairs does not represent the tying run.
Matt Stairs with the all-time record for the pinch hit home runs. 23 now in his career. He's been with 12 major league teams. And that ties a record for any position player. There have been some pitchers that have been with more than 12, but ties the record for a non-pitcher.
I don't know how many Mike Morgan was with, but that was, I'm going to say he was with about 15 teams. I saw him with 2 different teams. Played with him with the Dodgers, the Cardinals for a little while, pretty much everybody else.
Matt Stairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Two and one. Popped up. Albert coming over in foul territory. The Cardinals win it 4-1. A save for Franklin. 4-8-0 for St. Louis. 1-6-0 for San Diego.